This week I did a lot of research and identified 10 of the very best values in Bordeaux for $30 or less. These are all extraordinary wines for the price point and screaming buys. So let's get started. The first top Bordeaux for $30 or less is Chateau Oatbrison. Specifically, I'm talking about the 2019 version, but this one offers compelling value every year. This is a right bank Bordeaux from Saint-Emilion. It's located fairly close to Montbusquet. There's 18 hectares of vineyards with vines that average about 30 years old. This producer was certified organic in 2010 and also uses some biodynamic farming techniques. This is a wine that can be enjoyed young with a healthy decant, but it definitely improves and benefits from 4 to 5 years of bottle age, and you can keep it for up to 2 decades. This wine is full-bodied, opulent, and structured. For a wine that's only $30, it's received significant critical acclaim, and the 2020 looks to be even better, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one as well. The next top Bordeaux for $30 or less is the 2019 Chateau Montleau. Chateau Montleau is located in the Côte de Castillon. The Côte de Castillon is part of the Côte de Bordeaux AOC. The Côte de Bordeaux AOC consists of a small group of appellations on the right bank of Bordeaux. The terroir for Montleau is quite similar to some of the better vineyards in Saint-Emilion. This producer has 12 hectares of vineyards. They just added Cabernet Sauvignon recently, and so 2013 is the first vintage to include that. This one comes in at 14% ABV. This is an excellent choice year after year that offers incredible quality for this price point. The 2019 vintage consists of 75% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Franc, and 5% Cabernet Sauvignon. This wine is vibrant and expressive with tremendous purity of fruit and silky tannins. This wine is showing well already despite its youth, but will drink incredibly well from 2025 to 2035 or so. This is another one that did extremely well with critics. The next top Bordeaux for $30 or less comes in at only $26.99. Specifically, I'm talking about Chateau d'Alum from the 2019 vintage. Chateau d'Alum is a historic property that dates all the way back to 1610. This is a Bordeaux blend from Fransac that consists of 90% Merlot and 10% Cabernet Franc. They used to use Cabernet Sauvignon in the blend, but they recently took the Cabernet Sauvignon out and added more Merlot to the blend, and so now it's 90% Merlot. This producer has 33 hectares of vineyards with vines that average an impressive 45 years of age. This one really does improve quite a bit with 2 more years of bottle age, so it's probably best to leave it alone for a couple of years, but then you can enjoy it for another decade after that. This is just another screaming buy and incredible value from Bordeaux, and another one that's highly regarded by critics. You just can't go wrong with this wine. The next top Bordeaux for $30 or less is the Chateau Antbergie from Pessac-Léognan. This producer has 42 hectares of vineyards with vines that average 30 years of age. This producer was certified organic in 2017 and also uses biodynamic farming techniques. This is a Bordeaux blend that consists of 42% Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% Merlot, 12% Cabernet Franc, and 6% Petit Verdot. This one needs a couple more years of bottle age, but it should be ready to go in 2024. It comes in at 13.5% ABV. This is another one that offers compelling value year in and year out, so it's definitely one you can buy with confidence. If I did have one criticism of this producer, it's that they're a bit heavy-handed with the new oak, but if you don't mind that, this one is an exceptional buy for the price. The next top wine for $30 or less comes from Chateau Lafitte, which is also located in Pessac-Léognan. Specifically, I'm talking about the Chateau Lafitte Les Petits. The 2020 futures sell for $29.99. This wine is a blend of 60% Cabernet Sauvignon and 40% Merlot. This wine is made in a similar style to the top wine, but it is more approachable with sweet ripe fruit and silky tannins. By the way, should you find yourself visiting Bordeaux, you definitely want to check out the spa and hotel that's located right on the property. It's called Les Sources DECODED. I stayed there a few years ago. They have a tremendous restaurant and it makes it super easy to visit Chateau Lafitte. If you're interested in wine recommendations, wine collecting strategies, and learning more about wine, please do subscribe to my channel. I've been collecting wine for more than 15 years and also have a level 4 diploma from the WSET. So I have both formal certification as well as substantial practical knowledge from the School of Hard Knocks. The next top Bordeaux for $30 or less also comes from Pessac-Léognan. This is a new producer that's only been around for 20 years or so, but is making excellent quality wines. Specifically, I'm talking about the Chateau Margaux, which sells for $29.99. This producer uses organic and sustainable farming practices and has 13 hectares of vineyards. This wine is a blend that consists of 50% Merlot, 49% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 1% Cabernet Franc. This wine is already approachable, but will easily age another 15 years or so. This wine offers compelling value for this price point and is an absolute no-brainer that's also received critical acclaim. Chateau Lafitte from Margaux is the next top Bordeaux for $30 or less, and I found the 2020 futures selling for $29.97. This producer has 53 hectares of vineyards in Margaux. The vines average an impressive 50 years of age, although they do have some vines that are as old as 100 years old. This blend consists of 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 45% Merlot, 3% Cabernet Franc, and 2% Petit Verdot. This is an impressive wine, but it does reward some cellaring. I've found that it's best with about 5 to 7 years of bottle age, and it will certainly cruise in the cellar for up to 2 decades. This is another wine that's received significant critical acclaim, especially at this price point. If you have no patience, you can enjoy it while it's young, but be sure to give it plenty of air. The next top Bordeaux for $30 or less comes from the Fransac AOC, which is on Bordeaux's right bank. Specifically, I'm talking about the 2019 Chateau Fontenelle, which I found for only $27.99. This winery is owned by famous winemaker Michel Rolland and his brother Danny. They have 11 hectares of vineyards with vines that average about 45 years of age. The vineyards are ideally situated in probably some of the best terroir in Fransac. They're at the highest elevation and they face south, and the soils are a mix of clay and limestone. This wine is 100% Merlot and does receive significant critical acclaim. 2019 is probably the best vintage that they've ever produced, but it's certainly one that offers compelling quality year in and year out. This wine is fruit-forward and approachable now, but it will definitely gain complexity with some bottle age and easily last 10 to 15 years or so. So this is another one that you definitely want to keep an eye out for. The next top wine for $30 or less comes from a fairly new producer that had its first vintage in just 2016. This producer is located in a satellite appellation of Saint-Emilion that's called Montagne Saint-Emilion. Specifically, I'm talking about Chateau Clos de Bois. Impressively, this wine is made by the team that makes the wine for Chateau Angelus, so it's definitely a very, very well-made wine. This producer is also located in an impressive neighborhood, as its neighbors include Fleur Cardinal and Troplong-Mondot. This producer has 30 hectares of vines that average 35 years of age, but they do have some vines as old as 60 to 70 years old. The vineyards are planted to 66% Merlot, 24% Cabernet Franc, and 10% Cabernet Sauvignon. The blend is consistent with the plantings. It's dominant in Merlot, but there is also some Cabernet Franc and some Cabernet Sauvignon. This is one that you can enjoy young, but will also easily age 10 to 15 years or so. The next Bordeaux for $30 or less comes from the same winemaking team as the Chateau Pavie wines. Specifically, I'm talking about the 2019 Clos Linnell. Clos Linnell is located in the Côte de Castillon. This producer has 8.5 hectares of vines that average an impressive 45 years of age. This wine is 80% Merlot, and the remaining 20% is an equal blend of Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon. This is another wine that does extremely well with critics. This is an opulent, full-bodied wine with sweet, ripe fruit that also shows some intriguing minerality that I really enjoy. This wine will improve with 4 to 6 years of bottle age, and it should last 20 years or so with no difficulties. If you're looking for more high-quality Bordeaux recommendations for less than $50, be sure to check out my video of Top 10 Bordeaux for $40, which I have linked above.